Guys, Steve Harris here from workwithsteveharris.com. Recently I've been getting a ton of requests on how to actually create a YouTube video and make it viewable so that everyone that you know can actually see it. So I wanted to take a few minutes and actually walk you through that entire process so that way you can see how simple it is to actually create a video, create your YouTube account, and actually upload the video so that way you can use it to either help you grow your business or maybe just for your friends to see. Alright, so as you probably know, video right now is red hot. I mean, if you think about it, you can actually go to Google and you can search for how to do something as simple as draw a smiley face to fix your washing machine and get an article that shows you exactly what you need to do step by step. But what's even better is you can actually go to YouTube, search for the same thing, and instead of getting a write-up on how to do it, you can actually see somebody who's done that in a video and watch them fix a washing machine or do a specific drawing on the screen as you watch it. So that I don't know about you, but it's so much more effective for me to actually see it done so I know exactly what I'm doing rather than trying to figure out what somebody's talking about on a piece of paper. Okay? So what I want to do is I want to walk you through that whole process so that way you can actually start creating videos for your business or just for your friends to see and share some information about your life. Alright, so what I want to do now is take you over to the computer and show you how this whole process is done. Alright, so let's go over there now. Okay, so to first get started, all you're going to need to do is open a browser on your computer and go to www.youtube.com. Now when you get there, up in the top right hand corner or right in the middle of the screen, there's a button that says Create Account. All you need to do is simply click on that, and it's going to bring you to another screen where you're actually going to be able to create yourself a brand new YouTube account. And you're just going to need some very, very basic information here to actually create your account. So just go ahead and do that. Pause the video and then come back when you're done. Okay, so once you actually have your YouTube account set up, you're going to be ready to actually start recording your first video. Now there's all kinds of different ways that you can actually record a video, and it all depends on how fancy you want to get and what kind of videos you want to create. I mean, if you're just going to be creating videos in your home office, then you can get by with something as simple as a webcam. And I have a couple of them on the screen here. You can see they're relatively inexpensive. $40 or under, you can get a pretty decent webcam. Or if you want to be able to actually create videos while you're out and about, like if you go to the beach or if you're at a convention or something like that for your business, then you might want to have something more like a flip cam. And I captured a couple of those here too from just some regular sites like Best Buy and stuff. You can see that there's a couple here for about 80 bucks. And then there's another one here for under 50 bucks. So it all depends on how much storage you want it to have, what kind of features you want, things like that. But you can get by with a relatively very inexpensive webcam. And if you don't even want to create live video, you can actually still create a video for YouTube by simply just doing a bunch of screen captures and recording your voice and creating a movie with something like Windows Movie Maker. So, if you have Windows 7, there's a tool in there called Snippet, the snipping tool, and you can actually use that to capture images on your screen just like I did for these flip cams. And you can just put those together in a series of pictures, almost like a slideshow, to do a training video or share with somebody an experience that you had when you went on vacation. And then as soon as you have your slideshow together, you can use Windows Sound Recorder to just simply record your voice as you're going through the slideshow. Now, one of the main things you need to understand when you're creating a YouTube video is you want it to be one of two things. You either want it to be funny, like pictures like this, or you want it to be very informative so that way when people watch your video, they can actually learn something from it. You see, if you want your YouTube videos to actually be shared and seen by a lot of different people, people need to get some kind of value from them, or they need to really just laugh their pants off when they see their video. Otherwise, it's not going to be seen by very many people. So once you actually have your video recorded, say on a flip cam or something, then you're actually going to take and put your hook your flip cam up to your computer via a USB port, or if you have like even a digital camera, you can take your SD card out of the camera, plug it into a card reader on your computer, and then just download that file that's on your SD card to your computer. Okay guys, now I want to show you how you can actually do some simple editing to your video, just to give it that little bit of extra something to grab people's attention. Now, there's all kinds of different types of video editing software tools out there, ranging from very cheap to very, very expensive. So, it's all going to depend on what your budget is and how involved you want to get. But here, for example, we're just going to use Windows Movie Maker, which comes free with Windows 7. So the first thing you need to do is you need to just go out and find your video that you want to add. So we're just going to come out and click on the video. Now, if you had downloaded from your SD card, it will be on your hard drive somewhere. And also, if you had created your video with a webcam, it should be stored on your hard drive somewhere as well. So we're just going to open up that video. You're going to see that over here on the right hand side, it's actually going to load some images that kind of look like what's in the video. Now let's say that you wanted to actually add a title to the beginning of your video. Well, over here you can just actually click on this button. It says add title. So for example, in this case, we are teaching you how to make a YouTube video. Now you actually have a title at the beginning of your video. Now let's say you wanted to add some music. Well, if you go back to the Home tab and click on Add Music, you just go out and find some music that you might want to add to the beginning of your movie. And you'll see here, this is how long it is. Now in this case, it's too long because it's actually going to start you're going to hear the music at the same time that you're going to try to be listening to the video. So what we can do is we can actually just double click on this music, and we can come up here to endpoint, and we can just start shrinking it so that way it will actually fit in the space of just where the title is, and that way it won't be talking at the same time. Now I'm going to try to make sure you guys can see what's happening here by playing this. Hopefully it will come out okay. Alright, so watch. We're going to hit the play button, and you're going to see the title come focusing in, and the music's going to be starting. And then it's going to go right into the video, so that way you can actually hear the video rather than the music. So that's just a simple way of editing your video, adding some really cool effects to it, titles. You can do the same thing at the end by adding credits and get fancy and say like who created it, who was starring in it, things like that. Just gives your video that little extra something.